Hello, welcome to Casual Veteran Gamer. In the video today I'm going to be going through my journey to getting to the highest armor class I can think of and find, which for me is 36. Now before we get there, we're going to go through some of the basics first, and also this highest armor class of 36 is kind of transient, very temporary in nature. It is not a constant armor class you're going to be having all of the time. So to get up to 36, we do need a Druid in particular. This 36 is a cheesy, buggy way, but 33 will still be the highest even if we don't choose a Druid. So what do we need? A Druid is good because we have medium armor proficiency, so we can use either Scale Mail Armor +1 or Githyanki Half Plate to give us 17. We also have proficiency in shields to get us up to 19. A Circle of the Land Druid at level 3 gets to choose a different circle. If you want Mirror Image, you need to choose either Coast, which has Mirror Image and Misty Step, or Mountain, which has Mirror Image and Spike Growth. Also at level 4 we can choose the feat Defensive Duelist, which does require you to have a finesse weapon. But if you do, you can use your reaction to improve your armor class by 2. So I need to turn on Defensive Duelists, and it's a reaction, it's in the hotbar down here, except for some reason I have to actually scroll down. I can't make the hotbar larger, but there we are, Defensive Duelist. Once you've toggled Defensive Duelist, you get the Conditioned Defensive Duelist, which increases your armor class by 2. So without any spells on Quintav, my Druid here, his armor class is 21. You'll also want the Bracing Band, which adds 1 to armor class if you use your bonus action to shove. The Bracing Band can be found near the harpies in a chest just behind where you encounter them. So it's time to start stacking up spells to increase armor class. I'm going to start with Shadowheart with Shield of Faith. You can get the Sword of Tyr to do this as well. So the Shield of Faith, armor class is up to 23, but we're nowhere near done yet. I'm going to go to turn-based mode, so I'm going to attempt a shove. It doesn't matter whether this works or not. Shadowheart's not happy with that. Armor class 24, which is okay. Cast Mirror Image. Our armor class up to 33, which is getting pretty high now. But I do believe we can use a bug to get our armor class even higher. So there is a reason why I chose the Druid, or a Druid for this. So we're going to change into, it doesn't matter what we wild shape into, it can be any creature. We can cast Mage Armor on a wild shape form because they don't wear armor. And then if we dismiss, our armor class is 35. And then with a shove, again, it doesn't matter whether it fails. With a shove, we're up to an armor class of 36. That's the maximum I can think of. If I've missed any spell out, any other way of gaining armor class, please let us know in the comments below. Now, this armor class of 36 is very high, but it is only also temporary. This will only apply for 1 hit. And then it will go down by 3 because of the way Mirror Image works. Also, every turn you have to try and shove, so if you use a bonus action for anything else, you don't get this +1 from the ring. And we miss. Let's just double check. This, right, it's gone down to 31 because Defensive Duelist uses a reaction, so you only get it for 1 attack per round. So even if the attack misses, that's it, you've lost that 2 armor class. This is what I mean by it being temporary. And if you're getting focused on, we're losing more and more mirror images every single attack.
Salutations.
So with all 3 mirror images gone and Defensive Duelist used up, we're down to 25. And without the wild shape Mage Armor bug, it's down to 22. 22 is still very respectable. But I was just looking for the maximum armor class I could think of, and 36 currently. Or 33 if you don't want to include the cheese/bug. I'm also going to quickly go through a build with the Ranger, but also works for the Fighter as well, who don't have access to mirror image outside of scrolls, which there aren't a massive number of mirror image scrolls to get. So when you get your fighting style for Fighters as level 1, you would definitely pick Defense. So add 1 to your armor class while wearing armor. And then at level 4 take the Defensive Duelist feat. So for the martial classes, or those without access to mirror image, we start off with a base armor class of 20. So 15 from the armor, 2 from dexterity, 2 from the shield, and 1 from the defense fighting style. We'll put on defensive duelist. So we go up to 22. And if we shove somebody, we get the AC boost up to 23. Then lastly, just get Shadowheart to cast the Shield of Faith. So then an armor class of 25. That's a fairly consistent armor class, as long as you do keep Shield of Faith. The AC boost from shove will stay up in between your turns, as long as you shove every single turn. For those of you who want to be nice and cheesy, you could now send Shadowheart back to camp and ask her to stay there, and this Shield of Faith would stay. 2 more things I want to point out about high armor classes is having a high armor class does not affect things that target saving throws. Sacred Flame here is 35% chance and not affected by the armor class. If I try and use Inflict Wounds, which uses her Wisdom modifier, 10%. This last thing is if you cast Blur with a high armor class, it's basically really effective. So it was 10% before, now it's down to 1%. Because essentially to get 19 or 20 on 2 rolls, it's got disadvantage. This obviously doesn't have to be Blur, it could be any source of disadvantage, just Blur was the first one that came to mind from where I am right now. Oh, and also Magic Missile is made for these situations because it's always a 100% chance to hit. In the future, I know some people would probably mention this in the comments, we will hopefully get the shield spell, which can be used as a reaction to increase your armor class by +5 until your next turn, and also makes all magic missiles be absorbed. Effectively, magic missile doesn't work if someone uses shield. Also talking about the future, we don't currently have any armors in game higher than +1, but I am sure that there are +2, maybe even +3 armors and shields. So we can expect armor classes to get even higher. So that's been a look at the kind of theoretical highest armor class. This isn't necessarily the best thing to be doing. It requires lots of resources to get here. It doesn't prevent you from being hurt and so on. If you can think of any other conditions that would improve the highest armor class. And this is why having a high armor class doesn't always necessarily work. Since I failed the saving throw, got knocked over and hit for almost maximum there, 25 damage. Alright, I'm going to go save my armor class 35 Quintav from dying, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.